Ergo Proxy, the story from the anime explained. Let's go! 5,000 years after the natural disaster on Earth. We're in year 7207, and we follow Vincent, Riel, and Pino on auto-rave with Cogito virus. We follow them on their journey as they try to find out the truth about the world and themselves. But first of all, Vincent is a being made when Ergo Proxy lost his memories with the help of Monad. Proxy 1 created Ergo Proxy in order to have his revenge on the creators. Riel is an imperfect clone of Monad Proxy. The pulse of awakening has started, and Monad awakes from her coma to be with her loved one Ergo Proxy. Furthermore, Vincent applied for citizenship in Rondo, and he works as an immigrant and hopes to get his pass. As he waits in line, he sees Riel for the first time and falls in love with her. Riel is a clone of Monad, but they don't know each other. Later they meet during her investigation about Cogito virus and auto raves. In the first episode, Vincent, as Ergo Proxy, goes to Riel in her apartment because he feels Monad in her, and that attracts him, and we get the iconic scene in her bathroom. He is enchanted with Riel because she is what he wants to become, a human without a proxy side. Riel is afraid of him but also drawn to him because she is a Monad clone. Vincent doesn't remember what happened and is still unaware of proxy side. In the second episode, we see Monad running after Vincent in the mall and killing many civilians during the process. At the end of the chase, she corners Vincent and he transforms into Ergo Proxy and kills her because he can't remember who she is. Furthermore, Monad killed Raul Creed's wife and daughter right in front of him, and he starts to lose his mind and obsess about Vincent, who he blames for the massacre in the mall. After the pulse of awakening starts, Proxy 1 starts with his revenge on the creators by destroying everything on Earth. At the same time, Vincent, Riel, and Pino, who grew very fond of Vincent, go on a journey to Mosque, believing they'll find answers there. On that journey, Proxy 1 manipulates Vincent and tries to get him to accept his proxy side and for him to forget about his humanity. Also, he wants Riel out of the way because she reminds Vincent what it's like to be human. On their way to Mosque, Vincent, Riel, and Pino encounter several other proxies. The bookstore proxy, who, together with Proxy 1, try to remind Vincent of his past. When the bookstore owner snaps his fingers, his voice changes, and then Proxy 1 is speaking. They tell him that his whole life he's just an observer, that Vincent is not truly living, which is shown with people wearing Ergo masks. After that, they encounter a shapeshifter proxy, and after that, MCQ proxy, who forces him into a quiz. The quiz is used by MCQ proxy to fight and kill other proxies, and we see that before Vincent, he managed to defeat 25 other proxies, as there were 25 contestants before Vincent. At the end of that episode, which is broadcast all around the planet, he gives coordinates where Proxy 1 is. After the episode, we also find out what happened to people who didn't escape to space on Boomerang Star. They remained on Earth and mutated into unrecognizable creatures. In the cave, Riel sees for the first time, on the writings on the wall, how people procreate naturally, without artificial wombs. Next, Raul, moments before he is fired from his position of the security director, he launches the Rapture rockets onto coordinates given by MCQ proxy in order to have his revenge. These rockets further destroy Mosque before Vincent and Riel finally get there. After arriving at Mosque, Proxy 1 goes to Amnesia, where Vincent's memories are. At this point, Proxy 1 doesn't want Vincent to regain his memories, and he kills Amnesia, leaving his pendant around his neck. After that, Vincent and Riel find that room with Vincent's pendant, and without succeeding in regaining his memories, they turn back to Rondo. Following the writings on the wall left by Proxy 1, they decide that Rondo is the place to find out the truth once and for all. On their way back, they meet another proxy, the one who created Smile World, but they don't encounter him. That proxy enters the dreams of Pino, and he first tries to find out the weaknesses of Ergo Proxy, and after that he begs Pino to stop Vincent from coming, because they will have to fight until death. Pino succeeds in that, and there we can see her growth and development. Now she can recognize lies, she can create original paintings, and she can dream. Pino is named after Pinocchio, and she is, with Cogito Virus, a pretty close replica of a human being. Before reaching Rondo, Proxy 1 tries one last time to get into the mind of Vincent, using Proxy Swan, who acts as a psychologist. There, Proxy 1 tries to figure out what Vincent, or Ergo Proxy, wants the most in the world. And it turns out that he wants the most a family with Riel and friends, a typically human wish, which of course is not something Proxy 1 and Swan really want. They try to convince Vincent that he is just a part of illusion imagined by Riel, that he is just a part of her split personality. Luckily, they don't succeed in confusing him, and Vincent realizes what's going on. While our trio is traveling to Rondo, we find out that Daedalus lost his mind and made another copy of Monad, this time using Amrita cells. What he got is Riel, who is a true clone of Monad Proxy. Not only that, Raul realized that the colony won't survive without a proxy, and he forced Daedalus to finish his project in order to make people survive without their proxy. This project was ultimately unsuccessful and resulted with death of 90% of Rondo. When the trio finally arrives at Rondo, Vincent transforms into Ergo Proxy and goes to Original Monad, realizing that he killed her unintentionally. Also, he meets Riel for the first time. While that is happening, Proxy 1 goes to Don of Mayor and kills him in front of Riel. The statues that we're talking are, by the way, auto-raves who are there to speak for the Regent. Now that the Regent is dead, they are free to tell the truth. A conflict erupts and Riel tries to kill Proxy 1, who she was thinking was Vincent. Not succeeding, after that, Vincent comes in his Ergo form, and he and Riel can finally find out what has been going on for that whole time. Now, Ergo Proxy regained all his memories. Riel goes to Daedalus to stop him from destroying the colony. At that moment, Monad Proxy awakes in her clone, Riel. She sprouts wings, white hair, and golden eyes. She flies out into the sky with Ergo Proxy, wanting them to be together forever. Ergo Proxy rejects her because he knows he has a job to do, to take revenge on people from the Boomerang Star, but mostly he rejects her because of another woman. Ergo Proxy wants to spend the time he has with Riel and Pino. Monad Proxy, sad, not wanting to witness as Vincent fights the original humans, nor to witness as Ergo Proxy lives with another woman, flies off into the sun, which destroys her, exactly like in the myth of Daedalus and Icarus. It is interesting to note that Daedalus was betrayed by both Riel and Riel, both clones he created, and they both betrayed him for Vincent and for Ergo Proxy. In the finale of the show, Ergo Proxy encounters Proxy 1. He explains to him a good chunk of the narrative, and they talk about philosophy, of their personalities, and in what way they are similar and dissimilar. After the fight, Proxy 1 dies due to his injuries and because of the sun that started to shine. Luckily, Vincent, or Ergo Proxy, is immune to sunlight. Vincent survives and is picked up by Riel, Pino, and Kristeva. In the very last scene, Vincent opens his blue eyes as the sky starts to get clear and the ships of the Boomerang Star are shown returning to Earth. He calls himself Ergo Proxy, the Agent of Death, and that is the end of the anime. What happens exactly after that is left on the viewer to interpret. Did Vincent have his revenge on people of the Boomerang Star because of their atrocities? Probably yes, but nothing is confirmed. It is entirely possible that he left into a distant corner of Earth to live his life with Riel and Pino, rejecting his raison d'etre, which was forced upon him by Proxy 1. Maybe that is exactly what he did, rejecting a purpose of life that someone else tries to force upon you, and creating your own raison d'etre is a very human thing to do. Maybe exactly that would be proof that Vincent surpassed his proxy side. And then again, maybe he just became an agent of death and punished people of the Boomerang Star with an apocalypse that only a proxy could possibly create. Well, no matter what the ending was, this was the plot of Ergo Proxy, and that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social networks. Check out other videos on the channel. That's it. See you next time. Bye bye.